I'm very appreciative of the recognition.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're discussing some of the world's most influential figures who are largely unknown in the Western world.
还好，我始终没有放弃梦想。
We'll only be looking at people from the modern era and recent history. Number 10, Fahed Mazid Al Rajan. He was a banker from Kuwait, a tiny nation on the northern corner of the Arabian Peninsula. In the finance industry, Al Rajan was a major player, holding various senior roles like director of the Ahli United Bank. His investment decisions had a massive influence on global economics. Despite his power, he had a relatively low public profile. Eventually, he had his assets frozen due to corruption. As a result, he and his family fled abroad until eventually being arrested in London in 2017. By 2019, he and his wife were given life sentences. Then he died only 3 years later in London. Number 9, Alisher Usmanov. His net worth is over $16 billion, making him one of the planet's richest people.
I am a businessman who has interest in European countries and do everything by the law, is legal, legitimate. And in terms of taxes in Russia and other countries where we invest our money, for example, the United States, where we invest in the internet.
After the Soviet Union fell, Usmanov earned immense riches, becoming one of Russia's most prominent oligarchs. He owns 49% of Metalloinvest, a Russian mining company that makes tons of steel. Other properties of his include Kommersant Publishing House, Udokan Copper, and one of Russia's largest cell phone operators, Megaphone.
I have a presence in the US market, in the Chinese market. We invest a lot in Europe. In Russia, we also have made large investments, and they are primary to us. They are most fundamental.
He's suspected of having strong ties to the Kremlin, so when the war with Ukraine broke out, the EU responded by freezing all his assets, plus banning him from European travel. The US had a similar reaction, which shows just how powerful he is.
But I think everybody will stick to international law, agreements and their promises. Everything will be okay in the end.
Number 8, Kaushik Basu. Between 2012 and 2016, Indian economist Basu was the World Bank's chief economist. In this role, he would have been a key figure guiding global economic policies.
Historically, India's tariffs used to be much higher, so it has been brought down, paradoxical though that may sound, to where it is. I feel a little bit of pressure to lower it further is worthwhile.
He's had an immensely successful career as an economist, even working as India's chief economic advisor in 2009. Although he's barely known outside of academic and economic circles, he's regarded as one of his generation's leading economists.
I feel this new approach gives us much deeper insights into law, into economics, and also helps us, and hopefully will help us in the future, to design our laws and policies better.
He's written numerous books and papers, providing deep insight into economic development and policies. Basu's influence even goes into mathematics, with him publishing a paper on a brand new proof for the Pythagorean theorem.
Getting up in the morning, one of the first things that I would always check up is what's happening in the United States, what's happening in the Eurozone, because you'd know that the effect of that would be felt within days, and not even days. By evening, the stock market could react, the exchange rate could react.
Number 7, Alexei Miller. You might never have heard of Gazprom. Based in St. Petersburg, it's a multinational corporation and the largest state-owned company in Russia.
The Bovanenkovo gas field, operated by Gazprom, the biggest extraction company in the world. The business of blue gold has been about politics, money, and above all, power. For decades.
They have their fingers in every element of the gas industry. Plus, they also have about 2 billion tons of oil in reserves, meaning overall, they're the biggest public energy supplier in the world.
He was a guy that Putin knew from St. Petersburg. I remember saying to somebody in Gazprom, and a little bit irritated, who is this guy? What does he know about anything? God, are these the only people that can run Gazprom, people from St. Petersburg? And the answer was, no, these are the only people that Putin trusts.
Their CEO is Alexei Miller, and if you haven't guessed by now, he is a ridiculously powerful individual. He's had this role since the early 2000s, meaning he's wielded influence over multiple continents for more than 2 decades. Despite this, he's quite a niche name, only well known among specific circles.
Shortly before the annexation of Crimea, Miller visited Berlin. Once again, he blamed Ukraine.
Yes, Ukraine is in deep political crisis, but the gas still has to be paid for.
Number 6. Ali al-Naimi. Also known as the King of Oil, there are no prizes for guessing what this Saudi Arabian politician was in charge of.
I have been asked to talk today briefly on 2 points. First, my book, and second, my views on future energy trends for the region and the world.
Between 1995 and 2016, he was their Minister of Petroleum and Mineral Resources. For those unaware, Saudi Arabia is one of the world's largest suppliers of oil, with al-Naimi being one of their longest-serving energy ministers.
The kingdom's objective for this COP is to make sure that the agreement will be balanced, comprehensive, and at the same time, advance sustainable development.
During his 21 years in the role, he was a central figure in the global oil industry, one of Earth's largest industries. Al-Naimi was known for balancing stable oil prices with protecting Saudi Arabia's interests, with every one of his business decisions causing ripples in the global economy.
Focusing on efficiency is really the name of the game. The more efficient we use any resource is very, very important.
Number 5. Lei Jun. He's the first Chinese billionaire to make it onto our list, but he won't be the last.
In 2010, Lei teamed up with a former Google engineer and a few other accomplished founders, and Xiaomi was born.
With a net worth of over $44 billion, he was the 36th richest person globally in 2025. What does he do that's made him so rich? He owns Xiaomi Corporation, the third largest smartphone manufacturing company on the planet, also called the Apple of China.
5 years ago, we were determined to step up with innovation to further invest in core technology, and we planned at the time to invest in over 100 billion within 5 years, and now it has been 5 years and we have surpassed that target.
So, as you can expect, he's one of the leading figures in the tech industry. As a child, his father made only $7 monthly, but he encouraged him to pursue his passion for electronics. Thankfully for him, it turned into an extremely lucrative path to go down.
之后的故事呢，可能比想象的还要跌宕起伏。
Number 4. Vladimir Yakunin. One of Putin's closest confidants is businessman Yakunin.
You know, I suppose this is a high time to try to calm down, to stop, and to think.
Sure. For 10 years, he was in charge of Russian Railways, which is close to having a monopoly on the nation's long-distance rail services. Even though he doesn't hold this role anymore, being part of Putin's inner circle allows him to wield significant power.
Russian economy is part of the global economy, whether I like it or not.
The two even served in the KGB at the same time, way back before the Soviet Union collapsed. Yakunin is so powerful that the 2014 Ukraine crisis caused the US and a plethora of other nations to sanction him, banning him from travel along with freezing all his assets. Both Australia and the UK have since followed suit.
They did not actually influence my professional activity. And, you know, I'm not limited in communication in Europe. I'm doing business as usual.
Number 3. Abdulaziz bin Salman Al Saud. We've already discussed one of the longest-serving Saudi energy ministers. Now for the current one.
People forget that climate change issue and sustainability is a global issue. It cannot be attended to in regional scopes.
Al Saud is one of King Salman's sons, making him a Saudi royal by birthright, as well as the grandson of Ibn Saud, Saudi Arabia's founding father. So, he has immense influence over global oil markets, making regular decisions that influence the entire global economy.
That has been a holistic approach, inclusive of our partners in OPEC and OPEC Plus, along with our partners at the G20.
Oil prices affect everything, and since Saudi Arabia is the #1 oil exporter, he has more power over economic stability than most heads of state. Regardless of this fact, he is much less well known than the vast majority of state leaders.
As the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change has noted, even the most stringent mitigation effort would not be enough. We must be better prepared for physical impacts. Unfortunately, we are lagging behind in this respect.
Number 2, Lee Jae-young, also known as J.Y. Lee. Everybody knows Samsung Electronics. They've been a household name for years now.
Roger that.
They were first founded in South Korea in 1969 and have since become the second largest phone manufacturer globally. While the company is well known, its CEO, Lee Jae-young, is not. But by the end of 2024, he was the wealthiest person in South Korea. Samsung's parent company accounts for approximately 20% of South Korea's GDP.
Well, you know, with Samsung, when it rains, it pours.
That means that when Lee was jailed for corruption, they eventually had to pardon him because he was so important to the country. His ability to survive such a scandal, then return to power and keep expanding Samsung, is a testament to his influence.
Lee's release is already being felt by markets. Samsung's share price spiked on Monday, a sign that investors are looking forward to seeing him back in charge.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Ding Xuedong. This Chinese politician is believed to have roughly $800 billion in assets. This means few individuals have controlled more financial power than he has. For 4 years, he was chairman and CEO of China Investment Corporation, managing China's sovereign wealth fund. It's one of the world's largest investment funds and has capital in almost every industry. Now, he is the Communist Party secretary as well as vice chair of the National Council for Social Security Fund, making him even more powerful than before. His influence hasn't just been to gain personal wealth. He's been shaping China's rise as an economic superpower.
We need to leverage investment diversification to diversify risks and manage different uncertainties by maintaining a large portfolio.
Which of these lesser-known powerful figures do you think is the most interesting? Let us know in the comments below.
Listen, I'm very much concerned to tell the truth.